So maybe you're not exactly where you want to be in life. Maybe you are struggling with the job you have and struggling with the career path that you're currently on. But my advice to you is that God has you exactly where He wants you to be. Now, there might be a time where you have to take a leap of faith. There might be a time where God calls you another direction and a chapter will completely close. The beautiful thing about that is God knows exactly what He's doing. God's timing has been better than my timing time and time again. Just when I thought I had it all figured out and I thought I knew exactly the direction I wanted my life to go, God would close one door, and when I thought it was the end, there's no way I'm gonna get out of this, He would open a door that I didn't even know existed. Throughout my photography career, my filmmaking career, and just really throughout my entire life, this has been something that's replayed itself time and time again. Now, I believe this happens because God wants you to know that when He does something incredible in your life, it is His glory alone, and that this is something that only He could have accomplished. So wherever you're at in your walk and your path, know that God has you exactly where He wants you to be. I can recall the times that I worked at McDonald's. I worked there for about 4, maybe even 5 years, and thinking every day, like, I'm doing nothing with my life. I had just graduated high school. Day after day, I'd come home and I didn't really understand, like, what am I doing here? What is the purpose of this here, this right now? Looking back, I didn't realize the skills that I was learning at that job were skills that I would need today as a freelance videographer. Those skills of working in a fast-paced environment, having a tough situation or a difficult customer and being able to handle them politely with a smile, these are all things that I use today. There's another time in my life where God really showed up. I was working for a company called Sprint, which has got bought by T-Mobile now. And it's kind of funny because looking back, that was always like, there was rumors of that happening, but we didn't think it would happen. But I was working for them and I thought that I would just be the corporate guy. I really envisioned my life climbing that corporate ladder and maybe even one day owning a Sprint store. So I really enjoyed working there until I started to realize that my commitment to the company was a lot more than their commitment to me, and that was really eye-opening for me. That was a moment where God revealed to me that His plans are better than my plans, and that He was working on me in a lot of different areas at this time of my life, but I knew that I would no longer be that corporate guy. I didn't know that that would be skills that I needed today, and so as I look back, I know that God was just pruning me and prepping me for right now. There were days where I just didn't want to email people. I didn't want to do that kind of work. But now I'm just so thankful for all the things that I learned during that time. Looking back to when I was doing photography as my main thing, I now realize the skills that I used in photography, the skills of understanding the camera, learning lighting, learning how to make subjects look appealing. Those are all skills that I now use in my videography business, and that I couldn't be where I am today without first learning those skills in photography. And so again, God's timing is better than my timing. They're all skills that at the time felt pointless, but ended up having an even more impactful, more importance in the future. When one chapter closes, it's the only way a new chapter can begin. When I left my job at McDonald's and my new chapter of Sprint started, I didn't realize that I needed that chapter to close for this new one to open. When I left my job at Sprint and I started working full-time photography. Though that choice was very difficult and very hard, I needed that chapter to close for this new chapter to begin. Skipping a phase, skipping ahead can sometimes be detrimental to your journey. I can recall a time just when I skipped ahead. I thought I was prepared for a job that I wasn't quite ready for. And so I had to humble myself, and that experience was humbling, but it taught me that I needed to stay on this path, and that when it was time for that chapter to close, I wouldn't decide it. It wouldn't be my timing. It would be God's timing, because His timing is better than my timing. See you guys in the next one. Peace. I know I did it already, but yeah.